am Benna Dortch with System Improvements, and we are here. It's Wednesday at noon for our Facebook Live. I'm here with Ken Reed. Hey, Ken.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
In 2 days, it's 1 month.
Until the summit.
The summit.
Yeah, we're almost there. We got our countdown going here. So.
Yep, 2 days until 1 month away, and we will be joining our clients from around the world here in Knoxville, Tennessee, to celebrate our 30th anniversary of TapRooT, which is so exciting.
Really exciting, yeah.
So exciting.
This is one of our favorite parts of the year is as we start coming up on the summit and getting to see all our customers again and all our friends. So it's we're really counting down to that 1 month time. So.
And you can register, keep registering. You can register all the way up to the summit, but do think about your travel, being we're about a month out now. So
it's about time to get that travel figured out.
Get that travel set. You can register and drive on in the last day, whatever you want.
Absolutely.
We're happy to see you. But anyway, we've been talking about our different breakout session tracks for, the last several weeks, and we've got this one and one more to go, and we will have covered them all so people will know what they want to pick when they come to this or when they register for this summit. And today we are going to talk about the software track. So, Ken, what's your favorite part of the software?
Yeah, the software is one of those things that I always tell people, hey, it's an additional tool to really make the software easier to use. And I don't know if I can point out a specific thing in the software. It just as you're doing your TapRooT investigations, it cuts the time in half, I swear, when you're going through and using the software. So I think that's the most beneficial piece of the software is it just makes it faster to do your TapRooT investigation. So
I like the new button. Basic.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite part.
That's a neat little feature. When I first saw that, I said, well, that's kind of cool. And then when I used it, I said, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Dan Berlindi has been working very, very hard on the software track at the summit. And I'm telling you, people who are interested in our software, or if you're a system administrator or you've been using it for a while, he's got sessions in here that are really going to help, really pick up your game. And one of the first ones is going to be the Sandbox.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's a special word for this one, and it just totally escaped my brain. It's the TapRooT software Sandbox.
Right. Yeah, that was one we were trying to. That's Dan. They call it a sandbox. You get to play with the software. I was picturing everybody going to this summit or this session with little buckets and shovels to go play in the sandbox.
I was almost saying swing set.
But this is a really cool session. It's going to allow everybody to come into this session with your laptops. You bring your computers with you. We're going to get you logged into the software. Nothing to download. It's all right there. Dan supplies everything. And you go in and play.
Bring your PC, your Mac, your iPad, Android device.
Whatever you want. Try it out on these different...
Bring multiple ones.
And try it out. And you're going to go in and just play with the little pieces of it that you want to play with. And Dan and Angie will be walking around helping you out and kind of guiding you a little bit. And if you have any questions about the best way to do a report or the best way to play with a dashboard a little bit at the front end, that's the place to do it. You can do it on all these different devices, and it's a lot of fun. They just get to play it.
If you've never used TapRooT software before and you just have been curious, this is the perfect time to come in and just get to see it, put your hands on it, and see everything it can do.
Yeah.
If you've been doing TapRooT software, come on in. There's something
there's
it's a
always
perfect
something.
Opportunity.
I learn something new every time I use the software, and I teach it all the time. So there's a lot of customization and stuff in there that you can play with that quite honestly, I don't play with every day. It's not. I just don't customize the software every day. But if you want to see how to do some real customization, this is a great place to do it. Yeah.
And then, if you really you've been using it and you want to know what's getting ready to happen, you want to see what the future holds, what's new in TapRooT software is a great session for that.
Yeah, Dan kind of hosts this one as kind of stands up and kind of discusses the software with everybody and shows you some of the newest features in the software. So if you're just kind of interested and wondering about it, he's going to kind of go over all those new features. And he also kind of goes through the mindset that he's going through as we develop the software. You know, where we need to go with it, and what are the new things that we're looking for.
Well,
and
one of his developers is there, too,
one of the
in
developers
session,
is right
so.
there. Our developers are all here in the U.S., and those guys, one of those guys will be here. So if you have really technical questions, that guy is there. If you just have more philosophy questions, Dan's there, and kind of explain how what we're thinking about for the future. And you have the opportunity during that to tell them what you would like to see in the future too in the software. So
Yeah, I think that one sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
We all want to know what the future
I
holds,
know.
don't we?
I wish
Yeah.
I could go to all these sessions. This would be great.
There's also the Building Your Software Incident Report. That sounds like you are going to be a software user if you're going to be in this course.
You are normally, that's right,
Yeah.
you're normally going, for this session, you'll probably want to have already played in the software and be familiar with it to some extent. But probably one of the biggest questions that I get either during webinars or at courses is, hey, I'd like to see the report. What does that look like?
Yeah.
And what can I do? I do all this great root cause analysis. How do I display this, and how do I get it out to my boss
I
and
hear
to my
that question
management?
a lot too.
It happens.
Yeah, reports are a big deal.
It really is.
Yeah.
And there's so much customization you can do now to make those reports look cool. You can put your own logos in them and move bits and pieces around and put custom tabs and custom lists in there that can all be automatically put into into the reporting features. So
It's really come a long way.
it really has.
It's come a
I still
long
remember the
ways.
old version 4
Yeah.
software. Just, oh my goodness. I am happy we're on version 6. That's for sure.
Chris Valley is going to teach a session, What is a Trend and How Can You Find Trends in TapRooT Data?
Yeah, so this is a more, not necessarily software specific. This is taking a look at how to pull the data a little bit out of TapRooT in general, and what do you do with it? What do you do with this data once you've got it? How do I figure out where to put my improvement program? What do I need to look at next, and what kind of problems am I really having? So he's going to get a little bit more deeper into the trending piece, specifically looking at data that's stored in the software, but this is a more of a general how to improve my improvement program kind of thing.
So you'll have software and non-software users in
Yeah,
this
you'll
course.
have both in that one.
All right.
Yep, absolutely.
That kind of leads it into this course kind of nicely. Pat Fortune's going to be teaching a session called Best Practices for Sharing Lessons Learned.
Yeah, Pat's. If you haven't met Pat, he is very dynamic and well spoken, and is a really great guy to have up there giving a session for us. So, as a matter of fact, I think he's teaching 2 sessions this summit, and you don't want to miss either one of those. But this one specifically is in the software track. And he's going to talk a little bit about, and I don't want to steal his thunder or anything, but he's going to look a little bit about how to get the information that you've gathered and the lessons that you've learned, and best ways to get that out. How do I get this to all my different facilities, and how do I get people on board with the problems that we found and the solutions that we put in place? So I'll probably
again,
leave
those
it.
things don't keep happening over and over.
Exactly. It's really frustrating when you do this great investigation and then the problem happens again because I ain't telling anybody about the answers. So Pat's going to get into that a little bit. Mm-hmm.
These breakout sessions, they're interwoven with with all of our general sessions. We have some great keynote speakers who are going to be here, and I'll put a link to our brochure, our summit brochure, under this video, so that you can go in and look at who our keynote speakers are going to be. Mark Paradise always puts a lot of time and thought into the keynotes.
That's right.
And they are just always, they're life-changing.
Yeah, they really are.
After you come out of their sessions and see where these people have been in their life, what they've been through, what they've learned, and how they're using their life now to help and better others. So you definitely want to look that up. I'll make sure that that's in the comments below.
Mm-hmm.
Also worth mentioning is the pre-summit course.
Yeah, so Dan has a pre-summit software course. It's a 2-day course. This is a lot more intensive than these 1 hour or 90-minute sessions that we've been talking about up to now. This is a 2-day training session on really getting deep into each piece of the software and how to work your way all the way through, almost at the administrator level, really. How to do a lot of that real detailed customization to make your reports look exactly like you want them to look. How to use all the different tools, the optional tools in the software. It's a very, very in-depth course, and Dan does a great job of that. He and Angie Angie is sometimes, I feel like she's too far in the background sometimes. Angie is probably one of the most expert people on our entire staff on the software, including Dan. And she just has a...
Don't tell him that.
Don't tell him I said
Don't
that.
tell Dan.
But she is all over this, and she'll also be at that session or that pre-summit course. So if you have questions about how to do very specific things in the software, she is all over that. So it'll be really good.
Dan, I've got a quote here that from Dan that I thought really makes a lot of sense for all this track, and it's basically, he likes to say that don't just get 10 to 20% from your software investment. Learn the full power of your TapRooT software. Full utilization of your software is really going to take your TapRooT investigations to the next level. So all of these sessions are designed to really help you do that. I guess all of us know how it is. We get software and we really, utilize just a small percent of, and then we end up with multiple software programs to try to do things that one can probably just do fine for you if you learn how to use it.
Think about using Microsoft Word. I mean, we barely scratch the surface on that, right? And it's nice to be able to get deep into it and be able to get all the benefit out of the software. So that's a great comment from Dan, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add about this session?
I don't think so. We're pretty excited about the software, just the evolution of the software. We've gone from when I got here. I know I can't speak before that, but when I got here, we were on the version 4 software, which was okay. And then the version 5 software, which was much better, but still had some tweaks that we wanted to do with it, and the architecture of the software itself really limited us. When we got to the version 6 software, this is a great piece of software, and it now is able to do what you want it to do, and we're pretty excited about it. And this track will get you opportunities to play in the different pieces of it and kind of see how it's going to help you out.
All right. Well, if you've not registered, go online and register, taproot.com/summit. If you have any questions, email us at info@taproot.com. Like I said, we're a month away from the summit, so you want to go ahead. We've got, several hundred people already registered coming from around the world. If you're in the United States and you're a TapRooT user, you should be here. We got people coming from the other side of the world coming to join us. So,
absolutely.
And especially, we've got some Tennessee folks coming too. So,
that's
so
cool.
I saw that the other day. That's always nice. But anyway, just let us know if you have any. You can comment below if you have any questions. We'll get to you and get the answers to you. But thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We know your time is very, very valuable. And we hope you join us next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time for another one of these sessions. We'll have, like I said, probably one more video about the Summit breakout sessions.
Yep, I think
and
there's
one more track.
Yep.
And that's patient safety.
The patient safety one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for the medical folks out there, patient safety. And then we'll probably be getting back into doing some just TapRooT tips and techniques and things like that. So
ideas and things like that.
So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.